Okay, so welcome back, everybody. We have a very wonderful news. We have 10 subscribers special. Yoo-hoo! 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 Cheers! Fireworks, confetti, everyone. Great news is we're actually at even further 21 subscribers now. So, in the time since I first saw 10 subscribers and we reached that benchmark, we made it all the way to 21. So that's quite impressive. Very happy with that. I am very thankful to each and every one of you. I had a very successful Mize past stream, the one debate review between Liquid Zoo and Haas. And now I'm going to celebrate with a little Ask Me Anything. So I posted on my YouTube. Make sure to follow and like or subscribe. It's not follow on YouTube. And stay tuned so you can get more updates like this. Here we have a couple people who were gracious enough to supply with some questions for today's Ask Me Anything. It's a bit of a joke. I mean, I understand 10 subscribers, you're going to get like maybe one or two. I didn't expect 4 questions. Yeah, 4 questions, 4 comments. Very happy with that. I didn't do a 1 subscriber special. I wanted to do every order of magnitude. I don't believe that's how it is. Every, 1 and then 10 and then 100, 1,000, so on. But today will be the first one that isn't just me subscribing to myself with a different account. I guess that's cheating. So now, especially with 21 people, we have more than 10 people who aren't myself, my other accounts, and friends and family who all make subscribe for me. People who willingly did so. So I'm very thankful for all of you. And let's begin with the questions. I will do a little bit of gaming here and there to see if anyone joins to supply some more questions after we answer the posted questions. And if not, then I'll just play some chess. Create a new account, HarrowtheOwl. Make sure to shoot me a follow request if you want to play a little chess. I'm not good at all, so if you were expecting that, well, you're about to be quite disappointed. But let's get first into the questions. First, who do you think you are? Now, bit of an existentialist question right here. And thank you, Panoptique, long-time supporter of the channel since, well, the very first live stream. Was the main viewer, as far as I know, watched the whole thing through live, so very thankful. Shout out you. Who do you think you are? Now, I was wondering if this was a reference to that one bowling video, whoever you think you are, whatever you think you are, I am, when he's doing a celebration. If not, I don't know how to answer this. Can't supply personal information about myself, but just a guy who was very interested in making some content. I've had a number of ideas that I've been trying to put out there, and both in the form of long-form video, especially long-form video. I have a number of scripts which I'll get to. I'll hold off on explaining those because that seems to be another question. Second, what is your ideology and how have you come to that ideology particularly? Okay, so this is a good question. I would say that I am an ANCAP objectivist. I do think that there are some errors made in the objectivist branch of politics, and I'm of the school who wants to bridge those two philosophies together. It's currently what I'm working on as a large, within the next year and a half, paper and project, which of course will turn into a wonderful video, probably a number actually I can do. I'm not quite decided. I have to write it first, and then I'll decide if I want to do one long, huge, multi-hour presentation, because this is a thesis I'm writing, or if I want to break it down into its chapters and turn each of those into a long-form video, which of course each of those I can turn into a short video. So Once that's done, I will have plenty of content in that regard. And yes, okay, ideology in particular. Okay, how have you come to it? So, I originally was very interested in Plato. I'm very interested in classical philosophy as a whole. I have a lot of familiarity with classical Greek and classical Greek philosophy, and pre-Socratic especially I find very interesting and fascinating. Issues of causality, identity, causality preserved through motion, things like that. Heraclitus, Parmenides, I can go on, but big fan, love all that. Then, you know, I was part of a number of groups interested in philosophy. Admittedly, didn't have a particular, well, how should I put it? Particular set in stone ideology, kind of bumbling around, whatever feels right, and no actual identifiable principles that I was operating off of. I tended to be some form of utilitarian. I want to say for a while. Uh, some parts of that I found icky. Again, it ended up in reducing to how I felt, especially when you came to, you know, reductios against utilitarianism. Like, would they accept, for example, the position of take the organs of one person to save five, if you've ever heard of that example. And I couldn't really pinpoint where my ethics were coming from. From there, I first got interested into legal theory. I started from there, and then from there moved on to objectivism. I got into legal theory because I witnessed a lecture given on intellectual property rights, believe it or not. A long time, not proponent, but a long time antagonist to the idea of intellectual property rights, gave a lecture, and I thought it was very interesting. I couldn't quite say that I was convinced of it, but it was in the back of my mind for a while to look at things in such a way. It was not from an ANCAP perspective, actually. It was separate, so I can't point to that specifically, but we'll get there. And then moving on from that point, during 2024, I believe. It was, yes, 2024, because it was the summer before the American presidential election. Yes, and as far as I can remember, it was around then that I became particularly interested in the Israel-Gaza debate. I was hearing all around me, friends, family, media, people arguing one side or the other. And of course, at this time, I had no principles guiding how I was evaluating different arguments, not only ethically, but in terms of factual and validity, like what actually matters. For example, I had no concept of proportionality, no concept of justified defense, what is and isn't permissible. And so again, it reduced to feelings, but I wanted to hear the arguments, so I spent a long time researching that, the conflict, its origins, how it's progressing currently, currently up until that time period. From there, I realized that I was swaying back and forth and amongst a number of different ideologies because I was trying to find myself. I, in some sense, was a social democrat for about 2 weeks. Mind you, what I'm about to describe is a rapid transformation from one position to another because I was fully engulfing myself with the literature of one ideology, evaluating it, and then I was like, oh, but this other ideology critiques it, so let's see what they have to offer. And then moving on, boom, boom, boom. So I was a social democrat after initially addressing the conflict and being, I would say, a more center-right person. I still very socially liberal, but economically conservative, which is the classic milquetoast libertarian take. But I wasn't that extreme. So very mildly center right. And then I became social democrat for about 2 weeks, and then I was looking into communism and socialism, capital S, capital C for a while. That was about 2 weeks to a month. And then I was moved on from there, and I believe I began with some Mentis Wave videos. Yeah, as far as I can remember, that's where I began to be interested in libertarianism and anarcho-capitalist ideologies. I was watching some Mentis Wave videos, and he was making some interesting arguments. I've since moved away from... I grew a little disinterested in the culture war side of Mentis Wave's content. And from there, at the same time, I grew more interested in the philosophy of anarcho-capitalism. And that's when, recommended under his videos, I was introduced to Liquid Zulu, who I found filled that niche of not being involved in the culture war, but strict philosophy. And so I was consuming a lot of his content, reading what he had produced out there. And from there I became more and more... I was a minarchist for a while at that point. And I had a lot of questions, common questions day one libertarian will have on r/libertarian or something like that. Like, who will build the roads? What do we do about healthcare? How are we going to have the military? Things like that. What about the homeless? All these questions. Well, how does pollution work? All these questions. I realized a lot of it was reducible. Well, first of all, I was still looking at it from the economic utilitarian side, and still without examining those principles. And from there, Zulu pushed me to the radical, strict NAP adherence position. And then I moved from a minarchist to an anarchist. And again, of course, the classic meme. It took about 6 months to really accept it. I was wavering for a bit there, but then to fully, no, this makes sense to me, took about 6 months, as it does for everybody, it seems. With that classic joke, well, what's the difference between a minarchist and an anarchist? 6 months. Haha. Yeah, I didn't think I would hear it, but I heard it live one time. At a Ron Paul barbecue, actually. So, from there, I became interested in anarcho-capitalist ideology. I started writing on that. I had one work that I put out there, which was critiqued by an objectivist, which pushed me to examine his arguments. And from there, I was like, well, I can't really address his arguments because they're coming from objectivism, and I don't even understand what that is. So let me look at objectivism. And then started looking at objectivism. From there, I'm like, okay, well, I actually find this pretty convincing. So I've just been pushed ever more into that school as well. So from anarcho-capitalism backwards down the hierarchy, and now I'm particularly interested in metaphysics and epistemology at the moment. Objectivist metaphysics and epistemology. So that's a long explanation of where I am and how I got there. So thank you, Panoptique, for getting all that content out of me. Who are your favorite philosophers from Nats Attacks? And my favorite philosophers, I have to give credit where credit's due. Zulu was a big push for me to come to where I am now. I am a long-time Plato fan. I think the way he writes is wonderful, and he's very clear, and yeah, I mean, I have a soft spot for all the Greek philosophers, so I love Aristotle as well. I love Parmenides, even Heraclitus, as as much as the objectivists don't like him, I think very interesting guy. All the pre-Socratics, for the most part, to be honest. Thales, whatever few, I believe 4 fragments we have of him. but still a lot there. There's Anaximander, Anaxagoras. I honestly push everybody to check out the pre-Socratics. I mean, even before Socrates and Plato, they are putting ideas out there which span and extend all the way through the history of philosophy. So, very interesting stuff there. Democritus, with the early atomists, early form materialism. So that's also an interesting school. You have, what else is there? It starts with an E. Not Euripides, that's the playwright, the tragedic playwright from Athens. There is, oh my gosh, I forget his name, but he was the proponent of the swivel. So he allowed free will because there are these swivels. He accepted a determinist or the materialist atomist position, but then he allowed these swivels, which allowed for free will. And I don't remember his name, but anyway, so those are my favorite philosophers of then. And currently, I am a big fan of Peikoff. I find him to be a great writer, very easy to follow. I'm reading a lot of continental philosophy at the moment, so when you move from continental philosophy to something like Peikoff or Rand or Binswanger, the difference is night and day in how clearly they can put their ideas out there. I mean, if you try reading Heidegger or Cicero or Husserl or, man, you could just go on. I've Camus actually not too difficult. Sartre I find to be a good writer as well. I've noticed that those who dabble in fiction, the philosophers who work with fiction as well, not too much of a hot take. They're far better writers of their actual philosophy, their nonfiction. They're far clearer with their ideas. But yeah, Heidegger's a mess. I personally think he's worse than Hegel. I was reading some of him. Kojève. Anyways, big fan of Peikoff and Binswanger. Very clear. Trying to get through How We Know after I work through Opar. How We Know from Harry Binswanger, and then Opar by Leonard Peikoff. And yeah, that's where I'm at now. What videos do you plan on making next? Okay, so that's a good question. I have a number of, maybe at least 5 I could think of right now that I'm currently working on. I am in uni and I'm trying to be incredibly productive and maximize my time there by turning every class paper into a video. So this is why I say in my last live stream that once this semester ends over the summer, I'll finish up, turn them into scripts, and then I just need to produce videos out of all these papers I will have written. And boom, that's like 4 or 5 long form videos right there. That will be good to go. The entire script and research will be done, so it's just editing on that point. And with a philosophy video like this, I don't want to, what's the word? I don't want to psych myself out. That's not the phrase. Bad luck comes to me, I knock on wood. Whatever that phrase is. I don't want to have that happen. But I think it'll be good and have a lot of videos by the end of the summer ready to go. Long form videos, minimum 15-20 minutes each. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be exciting. Once this summer passes as well, then this channel will really pick up. I'll have more consistent production of videos. I'm not talking about live streams. Those I can do kind of whenever something comes across my feed and I find particularly interesting. I can make a video of that whenever, even during the summer maybe. But as for the long form videos, which will include my first one, stay tuned for those this coming fall. Now, as for topics, I have one that I want to make on existentialism, causality, free will, and identity in relation to Sartre. And I'll have to introduce another existentialist from there. I want to include Dostoevsky as well, so I'm working through Notes of the Underground. I have one that will discuss the neither nor concept formation used by Hegel in his conception of indeterminate being. And from indeterminate being is how he goes through the whole dialectic from indeterminate being to nothingness to becoming, blah, 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 blah. And so I want to discuss the neither nor concept formation, which Harry Binswanger actually is the one who possibly coined that phrase and where I'm pulling from when he discusses Hegel's use of that, and also Locke, how he uses that as well. And another one is I want to take the Austrian class analysis from Hans Hermann Hoppe and apply it to the social war, which was a social conflict between the plebeian class and the patrician class in the early Roman Republic. I already have a lot of the history side in terms of research down. I just need to work more on the economic side, so that one's I'm looking forward to. That's going to be an interesting one. I'm excited for that. I have another, which will be an attack on the indeterminist and the determinist position, which is similar to the previous debate review. I'll be attacking both on the grounds that neither can defend any theory of morality, nor any knowledge claims. So that's where I'll be going with that. I'm working on that one at the moment. Where am I? I want to work on one on the nature of questions, how all questions are reducible to questions about identity. They all reduce to what. Why is perhaps asking what is the causal mechanism, how, what is the method, when, what is the identity of the time, where, what is the identity of the location. Of course, people use a lot of these words in ways that don't ask exactly that, so I'll analyze that as well. But how questions all reduce to questions about identity. What, ultimately, as the ultimate umbrella question. And so that's another one I'm working on. And I'm trying to pull from memory right now. Yes, once I finish the one on determinism and indeterminism, I can do a follow-up video, which will be based partially on the philosophy that I've worked through in that one, on how Marxism necessarily must advocate for violent revolution, and also introduce Mises and his passages on polylogism in that video, so I want to include that as well. And so that's another video, which will be based on another video. But there are a number I can't quite remember at the moment. I will have to go find them. I have them in a Google Doc somewhere, but I don't want to have all my Google Docs out there, so I'm not going to pull it up on the stream. But that's where we are now. And let's move on. Almost 20 subs. Let's go. Yes, 2 days ago. Exactly right. But now we did it. We reached 21 subs. So at the moment, doesn't look like we have any live chats. So I guess I'll just play. I wanted to give a little time to this video. So I'm going to do a couple rounds of chess.com and, realize how bad I am at chess, maybe quit the game for another handful of months, and see if we get any live chats. And if not, I'll just close the stream. I'm very happy with ending it at 4 questions. I can ramble on for a while with just one, as you are already aware. So, and I also didn't think this would be like too serious of a stream, just like 10 subscribers. Okay. I wasn't expecting like 100 people to start spamming questions, so if I really wanted to condense it, I could have done the entire stream in maybe 10 minutes, but as it is, very happy. So, but yeah, very happy. 21 subscribers. Wow, that's it's on the way to getting monetized. Need 1,000. But 21, yeah. Before the most recent debate video, I was at 3 subscribers. So 18 new subscribers. It's crazy. That's awesome. Keep it up, guys. Now, I'm going to play online because I'm not a loser. And let's just do... Let's do... I'm not good at the rapids or the fast ones, but daily is not really ideal for streaming. So let's just do like a 3-2. See how I do. I'm quite scared. Brand new account. So I'm going to be put against people that I should not be playing. Okay, so... I guess I'll meet him. And... Man, I have not played this game in a while. I do not remember what I usually do for my openings. So it's going to be a bit of like running around, not knowing what I'm doing. Let's just try to develop my bishop out of here. I guess he's doing the same. Okay. I guess he is doing the same. So I'll do this. I'll do this, match him here. Checking the live stream every once in a while, see if there are any questions. I'm way down on time, but I'm scared to make a move, not knowing what I'm doing. Not sure what that accomplishes. I can maybe try to kick him off. Is he going to move that horse back? Okay, he does. And let's see where I can move now. I want to do this. And then from here I can get... Oh, he left this open. So now I have up a pawn. And let's see where he moves his rook. Okay. We got something going now. Not too many ideal, or should I say, particularly useful moves I can make here. I can do this, open this up, get this pawn forward, hopefully attack this knight. That's not exactly what we're looking for, but let's do this. Does he see it? I need to start making smarter moves. I tend to do a lot of hoping they don't see it moves, but it does not work. So that's alright. I can move this up. And then from here, is he going to take the pawn? He is. And maybe we could do some fun, put some pressure on him here. Not seeing what the good move is. Okay, so I'm pulling down on time, and so let's just put some pressure on him now, because I don't know what else to do. He has 2 bishops, and he's probably going to take this one, or the knight. We'll see which it is. He doesn't necessarily have to take one or the other. But this is good that he's running on time. Gives me more time to think. He does take the knight. Interesting. I'm not sure how to play that. I want to push that. Bless me. He sent me infinite sneezes because he's cheating. Luca Lucas from France. I'm at 40 seconds. Okay. Whatever. This is not good. Get me out of here. He can't move that, so I'm going to push this up. Okay, let's do this. Okay, free rook. Is it? Is he putting pressure on me? Is there something I missed? No, there isn't something I missed. Oh, he could do that. Now, could just ignore it and put pressure here, which actually I think was the better move, because then I could do this, and then he can't attack that with his rook. Now I might push this pawn up forward, see what he does. He's still running down on time. 26 seconds. Wow. Yikes. Okay, let's just put pressure on him now. Get my other rook out. I want the trade. He shouldn't take the trade. I'm up a rook. I should be winning this, but can I win on time? I'm not the fastest player. Yeah, okay. This should be GG's for me. I just moved this all the way up. I don't want to accidentally stalemate him. That would not be good. Let's see. Oh. Huh. No way. No way. I actually won that. Sweet. I like to look at my analysis a little bit. Let me do a game review. I'm not going to do a game review. What is this? Okay. Get about one of those.
Nice find there. You got the win.
So I was doing real good, and I gave up a position here. Let's see what happened.
Your opponent's move is a solid opening. This could lead to a strategic game.
Giving me instructions. Well, next.
Getting that bishop ready for action. Good.
All book move. Hadn't realized.
They dropped the defense on their pawn. Yeah, just free real estate.
This was a bad move. I'm not seeing. What did I do here? Yeah, I took this pawn here with my knight.
Free pawn, okay? Gotta love it.
Okay, so that was the good move. +3 on
Your
that.
better option was to move the bishop to safety.
So what should I have done?
Your opponent kicked your bishop with a pawn. Okay, gotta move it or lose it. Take. I material capture. Your opponent kicked your bishop with a pawn. Okay, gotta move it. Your better option was to move. Your opponent kicked your bishop with a. They moved the bishop to safety.
Interesting. Interesting. Now what did I do?
Your opponent kicked your. Your better option was to move the bishop to safety.
My queen up. Interesting. Not seeing.
Your opponent kicked your bishop with. They moved the bishop to safety.
Here. And then what?
That pawn push from your opponent forces you to react in the center.
But then he takes this.
That attacker is gone. Your piece is.
So that actually works fine.
Equal trade.
And I keep the material advantage. Okay, I see that now.
Your opponent. Take. I material cap. They are right on target. Yeah. Striking at the center. Good stuff to. Take. Your opponent kicked your bishop with a pawn.
Where am I?
Striking at the center. Good stuff to increase. They are take. Your better.
Yeah, that's what I did. Okay, so they punished me there. Evened it up here. Should have taken that. Interesting. Well, I guess I'll do that later. So that was an error. Oh, I guess they do have a hanging piece here. But I was thinking, oh, I don't have the rook there yet.
Their best option was to develop further.
And then
that pin is a great defensive resource, keeping your piece safe.
I pinned this bishop from taking this free pawn on h6.
Your opponent moved their king to escape. Your best move was to move a knight to safety.
It's a bad move.
Your opponent moved their king to escape the check from your rook. They moved the knight to safety.
And then he does that.
Okay, their piece is on a better square. Makes sense.
And then...
that was an even trade of material.
Okay.
That's their best option.
And instead of that,
their better move was to That's the right move. A clear developing the... Your opponent's free rook. Okay, gotta love it. They are right on. Smart move. Your opponent, you recaptured. They're moving their... Excellent move. Your opponent, that piece is on it. They played one. The attacker is... They made free pawn. Okay. They found free pawn. I like... That king is... They defended their hanging pawn. Okay, okay.
King here, he just can't do anything against this pawn combo. So now it's just my rook tearing up his... I can't say that.
Free pawn. Nice. You are threatening to force eventual checkmate.
In the back side of the game, I'll say that.
You get a chance. You are now able to. You missed an opportunity to force eventual. You get a chance to force eventual checkmate. Okay, okay. Checkmate's coming.
He does this. But why does that matter?
Your opponent's pawn just slipped away. Okay. You get a free pawn. They defended their hanging pawn. Free pawn. No. You get a chance to force eventual checkmate.
Pressing up here is the better move.
Still going for that checkmate.
It does this, so what? I'll still press forward.
Still, you get a chance. You are now able to. You missed an opportunity to. You get a chance to force eventual. Okay, okay. Checkmate. Your opponent's pawn. That's the right move. Good job.
Why? Because can't he do? Oh, because
that was the only move for your opponent. Only one.
Oh, because the knight or the king can't get to. Boom, 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 all the way here to take this exposed pawn, because he can't go this way, and then here, because this pawn can't go around because of the rook, and can't go under because of the king. That's interesting. That's pretty interesting. Okay, okay. So let's close out of this. Let's play another game. Play one more, and then I think that's good enough for the live stream. Didn't want anything too crazy. Not gonna drone it on for too long. Have a cleaning to do and cooking. Gotta eat. How do I play another? Play online. Custom game. Was that too fast? I'll do a 5. No, I do like having the. I wish there was like a 5-3 option. I like having the time when you start moving faster. 15-10, it's a little extreme. That's a little extreme. I'll do the same thing. Nah, it's my last game, so I'll do the full 5. No, I don't want notifications. Start game. Hopefully, Netanyahu doesn't send sneezes at me. What do I like to do? I think this is the London. I spoke too soon. I jinxed myself. That's the word or phrase I was trying to remember earlier. Jinxed myself. Okay. And now I kick my bishop out. And from here I can... Ooh. Okay. That's free. What is he doing? I'm so confused. Okay. Strange. But why? Why do this? Why are you doing this? What are you doing all this for? Okay. So I'm just going to develop my pieces, let him go on the attack now. I don't want to double my pawns, so maybe that was not the ideal move. I probably should have just taken the trade, all things considered. But, So from here, where can he go that's threatening? Absolutely nowhere. So then I will threaten him with my pawn. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. But what am I risking here? He moves there and then I'm dead. So then I just don't let him do that. But how can I not let him do that? How can I not let him do that? I can do this. Oh, I'm in check. No. No. Wait. Boom, boom. Okay. Was that smart? No, that was not smart. Because I can't take back because he takes my rook. Yeah. That was dumb. That was really, really dumb. That was really, really dumb. But for how long was it dumb? Let me trade pieces, put some pressure on him, double him up a little bit, see what I can get going. Die. Gosh. Oh, my rook's in trouble. Oh my gosh, my rook is in trouble. I gotta lose it. I gotta lose my rook. Can I trap him though? Can I trap him though? Yes, I can. No, I can't. What am I talking about? Okay. Yeah, whatever. Loser. No one even wants that piece. Punk. Go for it. Please put my king in check again. Absolute waste. Okay, you did that. Now what? What does that do for you? Oh, he wants to put more. I see. Okay, interesting. But then what? So what does that exactly do for you? Let's see. I need to get some more pieces out here. Okay, this is fine. And this is alright. And then I can do this, develop more pieces. Doesn't really do anything. Ugh, this sucks. Get my king out here. Can he pressure me from there? He can't, which is good, I think. Now, if I could get my queen on e6, that would be good because I could get 2 pawns there. He's thinking. I'm way down on time. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I take too long. I'm a thinker. Slow thinker. But what does that do? Okay. I think I see what that does. So let's put some pressure on that bishop. The queen's defended by the other knight. So let's kick this guy out of here. Now, will he see the pincer? Will he see the pincer? I think he does see the pincer. Ooh, he doesn't see the pincer. Oh, he's gonna pincer me. No! Because the king and horse, he's gonna move this pawn up. Oh, he doesn't see that. How does he not see that? I guess this is fine. Because I take, he takes, and then I take. Okay, so I got a nice line here. Oh, no! How did this happen? Oh my gosh, I'm stupid. I'm so stupid. Oh my gosh, this is not good. This is really not good. Okay, what do we got here? I'm up a horse. Horse to a queen. I don't want to trade pieces like this. Actually, let's go for it because I don't really know what I'm doing fully. I could put pressure like this. Oh, he's gonna try to get me out of time. You loser. Oi, oi, oi. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. That was really bad. Unlimited game review. Man, should have saved it for this one. This was not a good game. Not a good game at all. Andreas 04. Let's look at my analysis. Okay, so where was I? Okay, I was up 4 here after which move? After this move, I was up 4. And I took. Yes, he gave me the bishop. Man, I lost that lead. So I kept gaining. Kept gaining. That was a bad move. What would have been a better move? So that was bad. From here, what would be a better move? Is it better to trade? It looks to be alright. And then he takes. And then what? I don't know. Okay. So what actually did happen? I moved my pawn. I lost my lead. I did that. Oh, that tanked me. That tanked me. Because then he took it. And then I'm screwed because I can't take back. Yeah, that did it. So from here, instead of that, what should I have done? It's better to move. It's better to move my king. Not there, because that is mate in 1, because he goes here. So it's better to move here. No, here. And if he goes here, I just leave. And then what does he do? He can't do anything. He can do that. But then I take that. No, I don't take that. Really? Oh, because then he gets my rook. So then I want to move that out of there. Oh, gosh. Guess not. From here, what's the best move? What's the best move? Is it not that? Because I made it 1. Yeah, because he'll move. He'll move. What will he move? Oh, he wants to do that. He wants to move his knight here. So then I want to. But then I could just take with my pawn. So how's it made it 1? If I do this, how's it made it 1? He can't do this. But he can do this. No, he can't. What am I speaking about? Yeah, okay, I'm stupid. What's the mate in 1 here? I can't, I'm failing the puzzle. Mate in 1 puzzle. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's a knight move. Because there's nothing to do here. Yeah, no, you're right. And so I need to cover that somehow with. That's stupid. What am I doing here? Self-analysis. That's what I was doing anyway. Come on. Is there nothing that can tell me what's the good move here? I'm really not a good chess player, so I need a little hand. I need a little help. What's the ideal play? Is it pressure? It is. If he takes, then what? Then what happens? I don't get it. What'd that do for me? Then I take? No, because I still have the main 1 threat. So what do I do? let's think about this. I can move it back. It's a mate in 10. Will he see that? Okay, so I can move. If I do this, that's also a mate in 1. So what am I doing here? What am I doing? That's not a good move. What am I doing? Oh, now I can take. But why couldn't I take before? He does this, and then I take. Why is that? I guess I lose the possibility of trade from here. If he does this, I trap him, it seems. But then if he, let's say, no, that would be a bad move on his part. He wants to move the horse back, but can't. But that's a really bad move. It's not that. It's not this. So what's his good move here? I'm not seeing. Oh, I'm stupid. It's not that? He loses 3 points by taking my bishop? Because what? Okay. I'm just not seeing it. Just not seeing it. Well, nothing I can do here. I am losing my mind. I used my game review way too early. Should have saved it for this because I need help. Please, Stockfish, help me. Help me. No. That's all I can do. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Had a lot of fun. Thank you once again to all 21 of my subscribers, minus my other email. And shout out Panoptique, longtime supporter of the channel, day one as far as the live stream and everything. I did have, like, back in February a short video just to mostly try things out. And shout out Nats Attack for the questions as well. And looking forward to doing this again for the 100 subscriber special. Maybe we'll get some more questions. Maybe I'll be a little bit better at chess. And let's keep the ball rolling. Stay tuned for more live streams that may come up. Something piques my interest. Otherwise, I have a number of long-form videos in the works. So stay tuned for those. And good luck, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.